Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Dream Show. If it's Tuesday night, it's the Dream Show. Yeah. And this week we have Kelly back after a short little vacation. We're glad to have her back. And we have Diana here. And so thank you for that. And next week we'll have Terry back, but she's still away enjoying her time. And we send her lots of love.
Yeah. Lots of love.
Yeah, absolutely. So yes, you were missed last week, Kelly. I know Terry was too, but we're happy to have you back. Diana and I held the fort down.
Yeah, we prevailed.
I would have loved to have been there, but we were in on Tuesday night. We were in Idlewild, and we were up in the mountains. I think it was like 62 feet above elevation, and it was. You constantly the internet would just spin, and so I knew that there was no way that
I didn't want you there. Yeah, they said no, take a break.
I would have been a pain.
Yeah, well, I'm not worried about that. It's just that your angels were protecting you and saying, enjoy your time. And you said you had the best time there in Idlewild. So
that was the best. Yeah.
Oh, that's your neighborhood, Karen Doyle says.
Wow.
Oh, what a beautiful neighborhood, Karen. I absolutely loved Idlewild. I mean, I like Joshua Tree too, but it was just so hot.
Yeah. Too hot for me. I couldn't do it. Yeah. I couldn't do it anyway. Well, let's say hi to some people that are coming in. Awesome. So we have Jen B, Mary Starshine, Karen and Charlie, and we have Willow and Sonia Claiborne and Mary I said Mary Starshine. Sorry. Let's see. Mary Thornberry. Hello, Mary. And Brenda T, Imagine. And let's see. Oh, Oil Painter made it. No?
Nice.
Hershey, it's good to see you, honey. And we have Rossi, and we have Ginny, and Jules. Nice to see you. Debbie at Three Shifting Veils. And it's up the street from her, she says, Kelly. That's cool. Yeah.
Oh, that's so cool, Karen.
I know. Hi, Amy Elizabeth. It's nice to see you. And Butterfly Readings with Linda Kennedy. All right. Very nice. And Annie Bear. I know Annie Bear missed you. So there you go. There you go. So yeah, it's wonderful to see everybody here tonight. And I'm going to start out actually with Mary Starshine's beautiful poem. So yeah, I'm going to add this here. She took, I don't know, did you take this picture? Because it's gorgeous. So yeah, I absolutely love it. All right. So she sent this to me and I said, I'd really like to do it on the Dream Show. So here it goes. It's Dream a Dream of You and Me, swirling waves within the sea, flowing forward perfectly. Sounds in time inspire our minds to merge. Together we surge and choose our way day by day, heart visions at play. Awakening in the silence of night, we rise and choose another flight. We witness all forever bright inside our sights, dreaming. Wow. That was beautiful.
That.
Perfect for this show. Perfect for this show. Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you for sharing that with us. We really appreciate it.
It's beautiful.
We have a lot of poets here, actually. We have Roxy Roxy. We have Mary Starshine, and we have Jeff at Tarot Ask Backwards. He has books that he has done. So
Annie's a good poet too.
Annie is too? Oh, well, I didn't know that. That's awesome. I'll have to ask you to do a poem too, Annie. Tucked and Lifted. I love that. That's cute.
I love it.
That's what I need. I absolutely need that. Thank you very much.
I do too.
Yeah. And as Hershey says, make the rounds doing the YouTubey things. Thank you very much. Hello, Pamela. It's nice to see you too. And we've got some dreams up that were mailed in and we're ready to start working on. So it's almost summer solstice, everybody.
Yes.
Yeah, when the new moon, or is it the new moon or the full moon, Diana, that's coming up? Or did it just pass?
On the 21st.
21st. Yeah. Oh, really? On the solstice?
Solstice,
Oh.
and it
Mhm.
is the sun goes into, it's not the new moon, the sun goes into Cancer on the
Mhm.
20th.
Mhm.
And how come it's not on my cheat sheet? I normally put it there. Sorry.
That's all right. I just
But
was wondering when the moon was.
right, the
Yeah.
full moon was just last week, so
Yeah.
it's
Oh, okay.
I think it's
Okay.
the 26th.
26. Okay. Thank you. That's awesome. And I was supposed to go to the dentist that day, but they just canceled it. And so now
I
I'm
like
happy.
that one.
Right? Yeah, I would be too. I think I go on the 23rd.
Oh, do you? This one, I love my dentist. He's retiring. I don't know what I'm going to do, but I don't like going to the dentist, if you know
I
what I
don't
mean.
either.
I like my
Oh,
dentist, though.
But they always find something wrong with me. I don't
Oh, do
have
they?
many more teeth to sacrifice me.
I know. I get you. I get you. That's, yep. We got to be careful of those old toofies. All right.
Well, yeah.
So I'm
Mercury.
going to start out with Sonia Claiborne. She sent this to me last week, right after the show, soon after the show that we did. And she said, last night after you and Diana read my dream, I had another dream about the house that Diana pulled. My roof needs to be replaced, and I've been praying my house would burn. Oh, dear. So that I could collect and leave this place. Anyway, I dreamed that my roof was being replaced at no cost and without my knowing. I seen that it was bigger and 2 stories high and completely closed, completely cleared out and set up as if it was a show home. That was so beautiful. And my family was there enjoying this new home. Everyone had room and it was so comfortable. It was amazing. I've been manifesting freedom, living in comfort with room for my children, grandchildren, and great-grands, being without worries of money. It was all there, even some of my family who had passed. The new roof was lit up with a warmer light. Was at a house and convinced this one girl to do something with me.
That's somebody else's.
That is somebody else's? All right,
Yep, I
sorry.
think that one's Pam's, I think.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. All right. So it ended up with a warm light. That was the end of it. Okay. Yeah, we read for her last week. I do want to make it could be very well your house, your roof, but remember that your house represents your physical body. So I'm just going to start there and let you girls read on it. Do you need it to see any more? Or are you okay? Do you need me to
No, I'm okay.
All right.
Sonia, I get your home. It's a comfort and it's a safety that we feel when we're typically at home. But what I get, the roof falling apart, it could be it could be actually something in your physical world, your life, that could be feeling like it's falling apart. And I know you just had an emergency in your life. And so it could be reference to this, or it could be reference to
different Sonia.
Oh, different. So, okay. Yeah. So I get that there's an ending there's an ending coming. And so I get that there's an ending coming. There's bigger and better things coming. And I pulled the passion card. And so follow your passions. And then I got break the chain. And so ancestral patterns, healing, and rewriting the future, and transformation. And so, the roof is really kind of, it kind of mirrors the foundation of our house. I mean, we need a roof on our house. And so the transformation, things are changing at a cellular level, and that there's deep healing happening. And so, and that truly is, at the end, it all came together. And so I do feel like everything is coming together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow, that's great, Kel.
And there's a change for
Mhm.
sure.
Mm-hmm.
It is, whoops, which order? The first thing that came out is this scary bravery card, right? There comes
Mm-hmm.
the alligator after you, the crocodile, which if you look at him, think about what an alligator's hide is like, kind of looks like the shingles on a
Yeah.
roof, right?
Yeah. Yep.
Mhm.
So that collapse is the surprise, but it isn't going to change your hearth. Your heart in here is still going to have the same loves, but it is going to be the start of a new adventure.
Mm.
And in this adventure, there are secrets for you to be discovering.
Ooh, okay. Yep.
So, you know, that kind of thing where like it collapsed, but if it hadn't have collapsed, you wouldn't have found the deed to other property stuffed in between the walls. So
Mm-hmm.
it's
Mm-hmm.
I'd be looking for something like that.
Ah, okay. Um, some of the idea that I had was you said here it was like a show home and it was enough for everybody and everybody's comfortable. And it's you becoming comfortable, perhaps in your own skin. And it says that you have been manifesting freedom and living in comfort with room for everybody without any worry for money. And that's working for you. And I don't know. I get the sense that you don't want to keep thinking about it burning because that could create
Mhm.
a problem.
Yeah,
So
I agree.
they don't necessarily approve of that. Okay, but they're saying that you will reconnect with these kids in this. But you have. But again, if this means it was your body, it's your whole body instead of the actual structure of the house. That the roof is the crown chakra, and if we work with it and the energy comes up and sort of spirals out of it, it would look almost like a fire. And I love the idea that you're working on manifesting it free of charge, and that because there are programs that pay for things like that, especially for seniors. Honestly, there really are. So it could be very well be that you can find somebody if I'm vacillating between your real house and your body as a house. That's kind of what I'm vacillating
Yeah.
between. Yeah. But look at this. This is a house in a teacup. And it doesn't have a cover on it. And it says stay calm. Stay calm. It's almost like wait it out, stay calm and wait it out. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Diane?
Yeah. I love that.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
It's an
Did you-
adventure no matter how you're looking at it for
Well,
sure.
that's very true.
And you know, manifesting what's in the walls because of the collapse goes
Uh-huh.
right along with your what you just said about you know, keeping your eye on that and things that
Yep.
help seniors.
Yep. That's right. That's right. There are programs out there, and I wish someone would put them all in a place we could find these things, because we don't tend to be able to find what we need when we need it. So whenever I find something that's unusual like that, I usually try to bookmark it and let people know about it. Now, some of those may not be true either, so you have to be careful. But
Right.
yeah, anyway,
But it's always worth a try, a look see.
that's right. That's right. All right.
There's an Anne that wanted to ask a question.
Okay.
I think, Anne, we're doing dreams. We're doing dreams. She had a question about the summer and fall, and so
Oh, okay.
and
Okay.
yeah, just so you know, we're doing dream readings
Yes.
tonight.
Okay. And Iva, yeah, if you have a dream or a vision or an appearance that you'd like for us to discuss, you can put it in, but we don't do regular readings on shows on this particular show. Okay. Thank you though. Yeah. Yeah. All right. So Mary Thornberry says, do you really have a bad roof, or was that just the dream? That's a good question. Yeah. So I think she does though. Welcome to all those people who have come in, and I'm glad you're here. let's see. All right. Well, I have another one. Thanks for letting me know that, Kelly. What's this, hon? Delisa Hawking on her show brought up an event she felt was coming, and then a false flag event. I just have to tell you, last night I had read that Anonymous said there was going to be a false flag event on our soil that was going to be blamed on some group in the Middle East, and that it was meant to move us into retribution. And so Edward has watched other shows and they're bringing it up as well. So yeah, I think it's something to look at. You're nodding, Kelly. Do you feel that way?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay.
I do.
Okay.
I do.
All right.
There's so many crazy things going on. We came home to no internet, and we found out that we came home on Saturday. So that would have been, the whole parade and protests and stuff. And
Yep.
somebody had vandalized Spectrum's boxes and to cut out our internet here in town.
Yep. Oh, wow.
Wow.
It's because of what's been going on. Oh my God.
I know.
They're trying everything. Oh, sorry.
Right?
Yep.
Yay,
Okay.
Sonia. That's cool about your car engine. And I'm glad you're up for an adventure.
Yes.
Yeah. I bet she is too. Yeah. Yeah. Thank you. And thank you, Edward, for passing that along to us. Even though it's sort of off topic, and that's okay, because it could be that this was a sort of a vision that this person had. So yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yep. Thank you. All right. What else have we got here? I want to make sure I don't miss anybody. All right. The next one we have is here's the problem, Pam. It's not in order, so I have to find out how to read it. So this is the first one. Me and my son have traveled on from another segment of a dream into this dream. My son and I were standing in front of a wall with beams on it. The beams were all stacked. There was a crazed looking man standing there, and he definitely looked at everyone and pulled a beam out and made the whole structure unstable. This is when I realized my husband was there and bending down. He was hit with a beam on his back. I got between my family and the structure. It was now a pyramid of glass bowls upside down and white saucers stacked like playing cards might be. I told this man to stop dismantling the display now. He was now threatening to push the bowl and saucers. He felt very dangerous. People were going to get hurt. The guy was maniacal. He said, "You don't think I will crash this whole..." I don't know if this is right. This whole thing. Yep. Okay. But I'm going to. And he pushed it all towards me. I then ran for help. There were open type rooms with dividers like a convention center. I ran to a group of people who seemed like they were ready to leave. And it started raining. I grabbed my shawl and headed outside, and it was snowing. In June, it was snowing. I urged others to watch and thought to myself, Mother Earth is healing itself. Let's see where the next one is. I'm not sure. That's not it. I don't know where it goes next. Let me see if I can go back to where it is here. Was healing itself.
Pamela just said the end is, I think, maybe writing.
Okay. Now that I'm writing this out, they had the energy of the G7 people. They looked over at me, annoyed in the way Very important people would if you came and interrupted something they were doing. But there was a woman standing in the end of the row of people, and she saw all the glass bowls everywhere, and that alarmed her, and she came running for help.
The glass ceiling, the game of Jenga, the house of cards, all of that is so, this is so prophetic
Prophetic. It is
of
prophetic.
what we've got going on and all of the injustices that we've got going at the same time. And you know who would be saying, you don't think I'm going to do this? Watch this, right?
Yeah.
And surrender or fall. I mean, these are boats going down a waterfall, but they do look like pieces of Jenga, beams.
True.
And then, because who's going to be stuck when they are standing in the midst of it and push it? The guy who pushes it over is going to get just as damaged.
Mm-hmm.
And this is him. This is it. This is the
Defiance. Oh.
And if we think about what the 14th was all about, even my little town of Fenton down here had a show of strength in defiance.
Yes.
You know what I
There were
mean?
probably, they figured it out. They said either between 11 million and 13 million people doing those protests all over the United States. And there were about 20,000 people in Washington. But before the parade started, they had a protest.
Yep.
So,
Yep. And you know, having been in Washington on such days
yeah.
as Flag Day and Memorial Day and blah blah blah, there's more than 20,000 people there, period.
Yeah.
You know, you can't walk across the street without bumping into somebody.
Sure. Kelly, what about you, dear?
Pam, I too, you guys, I think it's really a prophetic dream. What's happening in our country, it's the dismantling, the tearing down, tearing down everything, the collapsing. I pulled a couple cards and I got the Council of Light, and I'm almost wondering, like those dishes, if that could have been like a representative of light. It says divine orchestration, helpers in subtle realms, and because we are, light always outshines darkness, and in times like this, it's really important for us to remember that. And so those glass dishes, I feel like we're like the light shining in. And then I got reframe, and a person can look at this a couple ways. It's what he's trying to do. He's trying to reframe everything, but we can also look at it as, what we can reframe. We can reframe how the ending is, how it's going to end too. And so I do think it's very prophetic.
Yeah. The bottom card on that deck was the rescue card on that brownie deck, which goes with your reframe, because we can reframe.
Right.
You're right. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Aley, what about you?
I'm going to go back and open this just to take a look at it in front of me, because I think I mixed in some of Willow's stuff in that. And I apologize. Yeah. But the structure, of course, is unstable because they're pulling the structure of our country out. And they were well stacked at one point, but then they were, and there's a crazed looking man standing there pulling out the structure. Oh, my God. Right? You really nailed this, Pamela.
Right.
And the fact that your husband was being hit on one of the with one of the beams. I got between the family and the structure, and now a pyramid is of glass bowls. Oh my God. Though, what do bowls do? They hold things for us. They hold things that we need, water or food or whatever it is, for sustenance. And then he's threatening to push the bowls and saucers because he wants to take everything right down to the ground. People were going to get hurt, and people are getting hurt, as you well know. The guy was maniacal. if you don't think I'll crash this whole thing down, I'm going to. Absolutely. That's exactly what he's continuing to do.
Yeah.
I love that you went into a room with dividers, because there are divisions. We're all dividing into different groups. And the energy of I watched a video with the energy of the G7 people. There was a woman in the video. She was leaning over and she was listening. And then after she went like that, and then another man kind of did the same thing. Apparently himself was talking, and this was their reaction. So they all know Looney Bin, you know.
Cuckoo.
It's absolutely the structure of our country at this particular time.
Well, you
It
know,
is.
and with the other thing that I could think of when you are talking about the glass bowls is breaking the glass ceiling.
Yes.
And,
Yep.
and this is going to be a very dramatic change in that.
Yeah.
You know, democracy is going to continue, but there's going to be upgrades.
Uh-huh.
You know,
Wow. Yes, I
certain
do know.
ceilings that need to be broken.
Yep. Frequencies. Charlie, you got that's the word I was looking for. They were vessels. Those bowls are vessels. And our bodies are vessels for us. And this is what they want you to know. You were immersed in this. You were immersed in this totally, Pamela. You are, and we all are now part of the scenery. We're part of the scenery out there in the crowds. And we're trying to let people know we're not going to put up with this anymore.
Yep.
And so that's exactly what you were. In your dream, you were part of that scenery. And yeah, you're welcome. I'm sorry I messed up on that. Yeah. Yeah. Thank you for sharing it with us. It's absolutely right. It is very prophetic. And wow. Hi, Michelle. It's nice to see you. Garnet's here. And Lorraine's here. Mary Thornberry, Red Dragon. Others that have come in. Welcome if this is your first time here and you have a dream or a vision you'd like to share so that we can talk about. Please put it in. We would love to hear it. And yeah. All right. So Lorraine, I firmly believe he's doing this because he's always been laughed at and he's trying to look like a tough guy. Absolutely. Because that's what narcissists do.
And they're still laughing. What's he proving?
Yep. Yep. He's totally out of the, he can't figure it out. Yeah. He can't figure it out. All right. So I'm going to now go to Willow's reading because I think that part of her dream was interposed in the other, and I apologize. So here, Willow was at a house, and I convinced this one girl to do something with me. We started going through a pile of stuff and was having fun when she stopped to retreat back to her old self. I saw another girl with a guy, and while she was laying next to him, I could hear her thinking, "What a boring life." I said, "It doesn't have to be." So she got up and started plunging through the stuff and was having fun. The other girl and one more joined. We laid there thinking about life. I said, "We can do what we want," and we left. The guy was in shock, was at the beach and was checking out houses, and they were coming up with ways to design the interior. The next thing, I found a way through the beach that I would allow us to all stay connected. Then I was dolled up and went to a party where I was center stage. It was time to leave and it started raining. I grabbed my shawl and headed outside, and it was snowing. In June, it was snowing. Okay, so that would be Willow's. Yeah. I urged the others to watch, and I thought to myself, Mother Earth is healing itself. All right. So that was misread from Pamela's dream. So that was actually Willow's dream. I give power to women. We don't have to put up with this if we don't want to. As a matter of fact, somebody held a sign at one of the protests that said, "Leave your MAGA husband."
I seen a sign that said, you know it's bad. I'm an introvert and I'm out here protesting. you know it's bad when the introverts are out.
Yeah. And there was one that there were a lot of Stephen Miller trolling from Santa Monica because that's where he's from. And it said, you can never come home again, they said.
Yeah. That'd be fine by me.
Isn't that funny? Oh my God. Yeah. All right. So let's see. That's my first thought, though, that, you don't have to stay with a man that you're not happy with. You can have fun if you want to, because that's what you did too, Willow. You know what I mean? You're an independent woman. She's fixed her engine on her car before, She watched it off of YouTube or something.
She's amazing.
Right?
Yeah. Uh-huh. Yeah.
So I got it's a gift for you. All that independence, that happiness, go do what you want to do. Be what you want to be. Isn't it? Go where you want to go. Do what you want to do. Because and I love this, because right behind that bottle is a heart. And then, of course, this is about the heart of the home, which we were in the warmth of your home.
Yeah.
And go hang with the people that you have amenity with. Right?
Yep. Right.
And it's easy enough to navigate that through troubled waters when you're enjoying yourself and everything becomes an adventure.
Yep. Wow. That's wonderful. I love that.
I do too.
Yeah.
You said adventure. I pulled adventure. So if you haven't planned an adventure, Willow, this would be the time to start, planning a getaway, planning an adventure. I also got that deep cellular healing, physical and emotional healing taking place, and then birthing a new age. And it says birthing new creations, which I know you are, and dreaming a new world into being, and so manifesting that new world into fruition. And then the last, I get align your life. What is not aligned needs to change. And so, yeah.
Oh, look, does that look like Jenga? From here it does.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, it kind of does. It does, doesn't it? But it's her face, but it does look like Jenga.
Yeah, just the kind you play with 2x4s.
Yeah.
I love this. NPR had a study. More women are taking care of older people than young women taking care of kids. And it's the first time this ever happened. And that's because of the boomers, right? That's because of us boomers.
Yeah, exactly. That's us.
Yeah.
I mean, I heard a woman today in the store. I got to go drive 2 hours, 1 hour to get to my grandchildren, and then come home, and I'm exhausted.
Sure. Absolutely. Thanks, Mary, for sharing that little tidbit.
Yeah.
I want to say hello to Veritas Spirit, and I'm glad you're here. I have your dream up so we can look at it, but I just want people to know we have dreams, and we go down the list. So if you're waiting, hopefully you'll be here. We can talk about it. All right. So the next one we have is Brenna. She's been having dreams about her friend from high school. Why do I keep on dreaming about him?
He's trying to reach you.
He's thinking about you. Yes, that's right. Yep.
And I totally agree that he could definitely be on your mind. I also think, and I've been getting that we are releasing and burning off a lot of the stuff from our past. And so if there's been stuff that you've been hanging on to, we're doing a lot of that healing work in our sleep. And so if there's anything that has been needing to be released, that could be part of the reason you've been dreaming about him too. But he could also be thinking of you.
True that. Yeah, very true. Yeah. Wow. Okay. I get reinforcement. He's reinforcing his acknowledgement with you. He's reinforcing a relationship that you had. So I think he's thinking about you. And he says, when you go to bed, the reason you dream about me is because that's the quickest way I can contact you, Brenna. Yeah,
Yep.
that's what I think. That's what
Oh my gosh, I got chills.
What? You got rest too.
Oh
Yeah,
my
there's
gosh.
your dream.
And
Yep.
and that is where the request formulates.
Right. Okay. Yep.
And he wants to revisit.
Mm.
So be
Mhm.
creative in a way to connect with each other. Whether you know, I mean, I don't think he's on the other side. I get this feeling he is still here with us on Earth.
Mm-hmm.
Look on,
Mm.
you know, lots of people find each other there.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
I got reconnect. So he's wanting to reconnect, you know, and being able to contact you in the dream state is where he's able to do that right now. So whether it manifests into, you know, physically reconnecting, but I got reconnect.
He's not on the other side. Okay. So
Okay.
are you having a class reunion coming up soon, Berna? Because there's an awful lot of people that meet up with others. And, you know, one of my class reunions, I had these two people who they knew each other, but that was it. And they ended up getting married eventually. So, yeah. Not that you have to get married. Yeah. Yeah. All right. Wowee. Well, thank you, dear. You'll have to let us know if
Yes.
you get in contact with him, right?
Yes, please.
Uh-huh.
Hi, Jenny.
Jenny had a dream about a house. A lot of house dreams here. A lot of house dreams. Reminds me of a dream last night. I was in a huge house, but being chased by zombies. They could see me. There were cracks on the bottom of the wall. All right. So I have to share something that happened today. I was doing community Akashic Records with Val, presenting information. I asked her a question about this new type of space between life and death that scientists have discovered. And what it is xenobots and anthrobots can survive beyond the life of a person for 4 to 6 weeks. So in essence, that person is still alive in some way. And the Akashic Records masters told us, yeah, you've seen that on those shows that we've inspired for you on zombies.
What?
And
Wow.
because, you know, everything is inspired by spirit. It comes through us and goes to the other. And any idea does. And, you know, we have all those zombie apocalypse shows and stuff like that. And it was just fascinating. She said the Akashic Records masters were laughing. They thought it was funny.
Yeah, it is funny.
Yeah, it is funny. The cracks on the bottom of the wall.
I pulled it, and you just can't make it up. I pulled Akashic Records. I mean, right? You have to laugh. I mean, it's just, and it says clearing old stories, releasing past lives, and freedom. And so, you know, that could very well be, Jenny, that it's the past life stuff that's coming up, because we, like I was telling the last one, we're clearing out so much of stuff that we've been holding on from the past, whether it be, you know, from our childhood, our teenage years, our past lives, and sometimes we you know, we feel like we're being chased by our past, and letting go of that is huge. And seeing the cracks could very well be, you know, where, you know, is where how you're clearing it out is falling. It's falling into the cracks and clearing.
You can't make it up is right. Oh my God. Okay, so clearing.
Okay. Yeah.
Refuge.
Oh,
right?
yes.
Yeah.
Clearing out where our old wounds are, and conveyance.
Okay.
Right?
Oh
Which
yeah.
happens Or you
So
leave.
yeah,
Wow.
those cracks on the bottom there, you can
Mhm.
patch them up.
Yeah, absolutely. Awesome.
That's
So
awesome.
I get nourish. I get nourish. So
Awesome.
there you go. Nourish it. Very nice. So Maria, this is a dream, vision, and appearances show. And so if you have a dream to share, a vision, or an appearance, you can put it in, but we don't do regular questions on this show. Okay. Thank you. All right. Okay. Well, I think that's cool, Ginny. Thank you so much. I wouldn't have been able to tell you about that if it hadn't happened today. So,
Right?
Hey, our own little personal ghosts that need to be cleared away so we
cleared
can
away.
move forward.
Yeah. Uh-huh. That's beautiful. Okay, so guided, innate, aware, welcome. Welcome to the show. We're glad to have you here. And you've been dreaming a lot about helping people heal by expelling demons.
Okay, there's our zombies, which
Well,
goes
the demons
unbounded.
also demons can be alcoholism, drug
Yep.
addiction, those types of things, just as much as what we consider to be a demon, Wow.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Because it manifests to the individual in that respect.
And we
And
need a lot of people to be doing this kind of work.
oh my
Really.
gosh,
Yeah. Yeah.
because there's so many caught in that trap. We're
That's right.
caught in a trap.
Here we go. Freedom. Freedom.
Oh, right after saying caught in a trap.
Right.
Right? I got trust,
Okay.
and then I got priestess. And it says, how are you being called to step up and lead? Well, it sounds to me like you are leading. And so keep doing what you're doing and trust that you're making a difference. Trust that you are, expelling those demons and helping people heal and doing it during the daytime and nighttime you're a light that our world needs. So thank you for that.
It's your purpose.
There you go.
The time is now. It is always now when it's your purpose because of all of the compassion that you carry within yourself.
Wow.
The deep
Beautiful.
understanding.
Yeah.
Perhaps you have grown up in that kind of a situation
Mm-hmm.
or have
Wow.
lived with it on and off all through your days.
Yeah. Yeah. And I really like the idea that what your name is, guided, innate, aware, and you are being guided innately, and you are made aware through your dreams and maybe other things. So keep doing the work. That's so wonderful. That's so wonderful. Hi, Linda De Gonzalez. It's nice to see you. Sally's here. All right, Diane G. Yeah, it's nice to see everybody. You felt it was an old dragnet hurt. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, that does. All right. Thank you very much. All right. So the next dream that we have, I'll give you a little backstory on this. Yesterday, Lorraine was on my show asking a question. She said that she was getting guided. She's in her, how in your feed on Facebook, if you look something up, things show up, that you,
Yeah.
Well, she said in her YouTube feed, she got all kinds of information about Cherokees and Native Americans and a bunch of other stuff. But she hadn't done any looking up of that. She said it just came and she watched a lot of it and it took her to tears. And we said it was her ancestors trying to get a hold of her. So now she says that she opened her front door and up blew a brilliant green dragonfly. And that was a message. That was another affirmation for you, Lorraine.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh, to say the least. And green is all about rebirth and
Healing.
rejuvenation and that green. It is the color of life.
Yeah, it absolutely is. Yeah. Yeah. That's
And
wonderful.
the card I got was receive.
Beautiful. Yep. And I get reflect. So, yep. Perfect.
I got synchronicity.
Oh, absolutely. All those things combined together.
Right?
Yes.
Oh my
Yes.
gosh. You can't make it up. Synchronicity.
Yep. There you go.
Oh, wow.
Yes. Yes. Yep. Yeah. It was important. It definitely was important. Yes.
Because
yes.
even on a dreary, gray, rainy day, green is green. It
Right.
gets greener
Sure.
with all that nourishment.
Yeah. They're continuing to speak to you, Lorraine, and you're listening. And so they're going to send you more. They will. You're excited already. Yeah. They'll send you more. Yeah. Definitely. Wow. All right.
That's super cool.
I saw in my third eye a lacy group of maple trees that bloomed into beautiful pink flowers, which turned into a lot of tiny pink lights. And then I saw white swans turning into white doves, and I knew they were angels. Then she has a second part here, if I can find it, except I can't, of course. Oh, I'm sorry. I only have this part. But she sees visions all the time. And she has dragons come in all the time. She has, groups of guides that come into her all the time. So she's very, very, very connected. Yeah.
I can relate to the pinkness of lacy maple trees because, and I'm sure you can too, from up there in that eastern seaboard up top of the country. But that's what happens here, especially in the UP. Those leaves turn pink before they turn brown and fall off the trees. And when they're wet and heavy with moisture from rainy days or whatever in autumn, they're just, it's on fire with pink. And I love that you saw the swans because swans are all about transformation into a peaceful time.
Yep, absolutely.
And pink is the color of peace.
Yeah, it's gorgeous. It is. Wow.
And the card I got is surrender on that.
And I get reconnect. Yeah.
And I got observe.
There you go. Yeah. And you are observing play. You're absolutely observing, and you're keeping track of those observations. You woke up with your hands in prayer, posed under my head on a pillow.
It's just beautiful.
Yeah.
Oh my. Very nice. Thank you for putting that in. I went back to see if I could find the second half and I couldn't. So thank you, dear.
Divinely orchestrated.
Divinely orchestrated. Right. That's awesome. All right. So let's see. We have Veritas Spirit. I always find myself back in university where it's final exams, and I realized for one class I never attended the class, but now I have to take the final exams. And yeah, let me tell you this. I had that dream for 30 years. And mine was that I didn't go to the class and I forgot to drop the class like you. And it was too late. So I'm standing at the registrar's office saying, but I need to drop it. I don't want to get an F, And actually, I had that happen once, that I didn't drop a class, and it was the stupidest thing because it was a class for Robert Frost poetry, who I absolutely adore, and I just couldn't get up to go to the class by 8:00 in the morning. I was working until 3 a.m, and I couldn't get back up early. So it's a feeling of utter craziness. It's like you just, oh my God, why did I do that? So I get it. Yeah.
Well, it's a facade of cycles. And then the last card is the wheel. And if we think about how many times we get trapped in that facade, and not just in our dreams, but through
Mhm.
society, and
Yep.
dropping a class in order to avoid the F, blah blah. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? So
Yeah. Or
oh,
taking a class where you haven't gone and you have a final.
yeah,
How are you going to pass a final in a class you haven't gone to? Yeah.
Right.
Kel, how do
the
you
And
bottom
feel?
of the deck is pursuit.
Okay.
oh wow.
So we're all hamsters on that wheel.
I got ponder, and then
Okay.
I got play, and so have fun, celebrate, and don't be so serious. And when, because that is sheer panic, and maybe trying to find the lightheartedness in your day-to-day life, which we all probably need to do because life is really, really serious right now.
Mhm.
But I'm like you guys, I have those dreams too, where I'm late for class, I can't find my locker, and I
Yeah.
forget my combination to my
Right.
lock, and I can't get in, and those they're awful. They're
They
awful
are awful.
dreams.
What
And you wake up
this
exhausted.
you do wake up. I get here confusion because you really think it's real. And then you wake up and you're grateful it wasn't.
Yeah.
But are you going through a transition right now, Veritas? Because sometimes we have a fear of something that's going to be happening to us now, and it reflects back on some of the fear we've had in times like that. It's like, also, I've had dreams where I can't find the bathroom. I'm out in the public and I have to find a bathroom, and what do I do if I can't find it? Oh my God, So it's almost like you wonder if you manifest those dreams because you're going through that transition and you're not knowing what's gonna happen with it.
Yeah.
So yeah.
That makes total sense too.
Yeah. Wonderful. Mary keeps seeing the purple striped Cheshire cat from Alice in Wonderland saying, "Happy on birthday, Don Don. Did you enjoy your rabbit hole parade?"
A very merry on birthday to you.
Uh-huh. Yeah. Oh my God. That is something
Love it.
else. Yeah. All right. So there's a few more dreams here. Hang on. We are coming up on the end of the hour, and we're going to stick pretty close to it, everybody, because it's been a busy day for all of us. So let's see. All right. All right. Tucked and lifted. I see your question here. All right. So there's that one. And that was just more for us to chuckle and, yeah. I had a vision sitting at the dining room table. I saw something whitish and long move behind along the top edge of the chair on the right side of the table. Movement caught my eye.
Long and white.
I wonder if it was your brother.
Yeah.
Her brother, she and he never solved their rift before the time that he passed. And I don't know. He wanted you, whoever it was wanted you to observe, and that's exactly what you did. Maybe they'll bring you more because you caught that, you observed that, you saw that.
I have a reflection of this because of something that happened to me. That was this something whitish and long moving.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm wondering if that is the grief part moving out.
Hey.
Patience, he's going to come back and chat with you some more and give you a chance to remember all of the gooder times, all of the better times from your childhood and such. And that is part of the grief, giving you room to put a whole picture to it, because when we're in a state of grief, that's all we can be in.
Yeah. Yeah. Next. Kel?
I got soul.
Oh.
And then I got regret. And so it really feels like it was her brother. Or if it wasn't her brother, that if there's regrets of things that maybe that happened between you and your brother, but I yeah, it really feels like it's your brother.
It does to me. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Agreed.
And it's been long enough since he passed that he would maybe reach out
That
and
the Xenobots are gone.
perhaps, yes.
Like 6 weeks at least, hasn't it been?
Oh, it has been, I think. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, Tom, you think a lot about old dreams, but also about encounters in everyday life. And you wonder why you keep thinking of faces, encounters, and people you saw only once.
Because we never really only know everybody once.
Well, right. You recognize them, Tom. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
From
It's
past
the,
lives.
it's the soul, right? It's the soul
Mhm.
recognition that you're catching on.
Yeah. Yeah. Wow. That's all right. A few nights after I lost my dad, I dreamed he was in my bedroom with me without any clothes. We had a silent conversation, and then he told me he had to leave while crawling up the wall through a vent. Wow. Okay.
Well, where he's going, he doesn't need any clothes. But I'm just wondering,
Mm-hmm.
is there a regressed memory you have? Suppressed memory that you have about,
Oh,
seeing
okay.
a naked man for the first time and not
Mhm.
understanding the difference, or something else.
Uh-huh.
Let me draw a few cards.
I got barrier, and barrier to me can almost be the same as boundaries, where sometimes we need to put those in place, even to our loved ones that have passed. And then I got requests. So you might have to say, Dad, next time you come, could you please have clothes on, and then commit to it. And sometimes they just have to be told. It's like, it's like, Dad, hey. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Don't-
She's always felt like there were things she's got hidden. Yeah.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
Always felt like there are things that yes. Okay. So that explains.
It could be that you were, it could be as simple as something like this. You were sick in the night and it was Dad's turn to come in and check on you, and he was worried and he ran in and he had no clothes on. And and it wasn't as malicious as you might think it is. And so there's that. And then, of course, there's deeper things than that. But it could be that was that memory as well. So
Right.
Yeah.
And this is attainment,
Mm-hmm.
is the first card that came out, but the attainment is about finding balance, finding the balance in order for you to heal. Whoops, that fell on the floor. Which it just what Aley had said, there might not have been anything malicious at all going on. It's just a shock because you'd never seen that before.
Correct. That happened to my daughter, actually. She had to really go to the bathroom when she was probably 4. She went in to sit on the toilet, and her stepdad stepped out of the shower. And there it was. She even asked him what it was, and he told her what it was and made no big deal out of it. So
yeah.
I find that this is a fascinating card. I get ego. And so it could be, that his ego hasn't died yet. And because when we transition, there are a lot of things that we go through when we're going through that transition. And he probably thought, well, this is how I was born, and now I'm dead, and this is the way it is. But crawling up the wall and going through the vent.
Well, I want to take you higher, like going to heaven.
Like it's something he wanted to vent.
Oh, the literal sense of the word.
The literal sense of the word. Yeah.
But a vent also kind of looks like a ladder.
Mm-hmm.
And if he's ascending,
yeah.
maybe. or crossing over, taking that final crossover.
Yep. That's right. That's right.
But you think that there are things that you've got hidden,
mhm.
and that's
This
where
is your dream. Right.
right,
This is
it's your
dream.
dream, and if
Mhm.
that's so, then you can find regression therapists who
Yes.
can help you with that, or just heavy meditation will also help you get to the heart of that.
Hmm. That's true. That's very true. Yeah. Um, yeah. Once they're on the other side, they usually don't have that. They're different. They see everything as the bigger picture.
Mhm.
And maybe there was some kind of uh, thing that he was working through. I don't know. Kelly, did you go, honey? I'm sorry.
Yeah, I did. Mhm.
You did.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Yeah. Uh, anyway, Tucked, I hope that gives you some remembering to everybody that's here. Our dream interpretation is great, fine, gives you some ideas. You're the one who really knows the answer to this. It's whatever symbology it means to you. It's your
Absolutely.
dream. So we can only give you our interpretation as though it happened to us, let's say.
Mhm.
And there is no right or wrong. It's you're the one that has the most important reflection and understanding of it. So
Yeah.
yeah.
And,
Oh,
and just like our angels and guides, I mean, we can tell our ancestors and our loved ones when they come in to visit that, it's not appropriate, or, just to remember to put up those boundaries.
yeah. Yep. Yep. That's right. Yep. And if you don't want to see him again, you can tell him not to come back, but you may want to see him again. So yeah. 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 That's
Yeah,
right.
I just, as a sidebar to that, pulled out the honey bunny cards. And the
Oh,
first card that came out was family. And
uh-huh.
that would be who you, again, I am true to myself and loved as I am. And then the
Mm-hmm.
other one was fly free,
Uh-huh.
which, chuckle, chuckle, because that's basically what he was doing.
Uh-huh.
And and the back of the card says, I am my best self when I am truly me. So
Great.
it's still up to you to interpret all of that for sure.
Oh,
Sorry,
good.
sorry, couldn't help it.
So thanks, Jen B. I'm glad Tucked is here. And I saw Sherry Ladler here too. Much love to you. Uh, let's hope we don't see people naked, right? It's
Yeah,
TMI.
right.
Right.
So Amanda says she was listening to us and she wanted to throw in for fun that she had a black cat with bat wings hovering just above, hunting something. I wish I could remember what. Interesting image.
Love it.
Oh, wow, wow, wow. Oh, well, thank you to all of you dreamers tonight. Thank you for being with us and sharing your time with us. We're here every Tuesday, 4 o'clock Pacific, 7 o'clock Eastern time. And you can do the math for the middle of the country. If you have a large dream, which some people did, that's why I read them. They came into me on emails. You can send them heartandsoulconnected@gmail. One word, heartandsoulconnected@gmail.com. And I'll bring it in and we'll talk about it next week. And in the meantime, ladies,
Sweet, sweet dreams.
yeah,
Sweet dreams, darling.
yes. Thanks, everybody. Much love.
Love you guys. Good night.
Dream of
Good
me. La, la, la.